Hi, this is Justin Liu. Welcome to the third episode of Kape't Insurance, where we talk about everything general insurance over coffee. Here with me is Sir Felix Borja.
Hi, I'm Felix Borja, Senior Vice President and Head of Claims of Mercantile Insurance. We're here this morning to talk about motor car claims. Let's go!
Hi, Sir Felix.
Hi, Sir Justin.
Thank you for being our guest today at Kape't Insurance, Episode 3.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking all about claims. Marami tayong mga clients and people who actually don't understand claims and they're scared if they're going to be able to claim properly from insurance companies.
Yes.
So today we're looking to clarify a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So I guess let's start with the basic question.
Okay.
If, for example, as a client, if I get into an accident, what's the first thing that I should do? What are the next steps?
Ang suggestion ko is i-prepare niya dapat yung mga documents that we require, no? Basically, 5 lang yung dokumento kailangan namin. One would be the certificate of registration of the insured unit and the latest registration OR. Second would be an affidavit of vehicular accident, or better still kung may police report, no? Number 3, a copy of the license of the person driving at the time of the accident. Number 4, a repair estimate from the insured's preferred shop. And then number 5, photos of the damaged portions of the vehicle. And we also, of course, need kung anong policy number ng insured unit.
Okay.
And then, what he has to do would be to contact his agent or broker. Tapos, ipadala niya rin yung mga dokumento and ask his agent or broker to send those documents to us.
So, with these documents, saan nahirapan mostly yung mga client para makuha? Ano yung dokumento na mahirap ayusin?
Ang pinakamahirap dyan would really be the police report. No?
Okay.
Kaya ang sinasabi namin, we'll accept the affidavit. Kaya nga lang, Sir Justin, especially pagka may other party involved, no? For the protection of our insureds, we do strongly encourage them to get the police report. So there are times na sila binangga, and then paglabas ng police report, lumalabas sila ng bumangga, no? So for their protection, mas maigi kung police report. Although we do realize mahirap, tapos daming, alam mo na, maraming requirements yung police and everything. And then of course, there's the delay in getting the police report.
Yes.
But all the rest would be very easy for them to get, actually.
And then you mentioned something about the preferred shop.
Yes.
How does it work for insurance companies? Is it where the insurance company tells the client where the car should be done, or can the client choose where they want their car to be repaired?
Okay. In the case of Mercantile, kasi we operate on an open policy. So, we don't have what we call as accredited shops, no? Kasi sa amin, we believe you have an accredited shop, it limits the choice of the insured kung saan silang shop pupunta. Mas maigi, sila mamili. Kaya nga, ang tawag namin is preferred, no? You go to the shop of your choice. For as long as the shop would accept our LOA, then fine, we're willing to deal with them. So that gives the clients the flexibility of choosing their own shop.
Yes, that's good. And you mentioned about the LOA. What is this LOA?
Okay, the LOA is actually the letter of authority to repair, no?
Okay.
Again, once na kami natanggap namin yung mga dokumento, then we look at the validity of the claim, no? We look at insurable interest, for example. Does the insured still have ownership of the insured unit? We look at whether the driver at the time of the accident is duly licensed. And is he authorized by the owner of the unit or our insured to drive the insured vehicle. We look at whether the accident falls within the coverage period of the policy and whether the damages were caused by an insured peril under the policy. And then, of course, we look at the repair estimate and the pictures and see if it jibes with the accident as narrated in either the affidavit or the police report. So, and then of course, we look at whether the premium in the policy is paid. So once everything checks out, then we issue that letter of authority to repair or LOA to his preferred shop. No?
Okay.
So what we do is we send it by email to the shop, copy furnished his agent or broker. Now, we would assume that once the agent or the broker receives that they in turn would give him a copy, you know, so that that gives him the go signal to go to his preferred shop and bring in the insured unit for repair. So that's how it goes, no? Now, there are times na once the vehicle is brought in, dinismantle ng shop, may mga additional repairs na nadi-discover na hindi included pa rin sa initial estimate. So what happens is the shop would issue an additional repair estimate, send it to us together with pictures of the damaged portion. So we issue a supplemental LOA. And then the process would keep repeating until such time that all of the damages to the unit are repaired.
Okay.
So yun. That's that's how the entire claims process goes.
Okay. Let's say I gathered all the required documents, everything is in order.
Yeah.
How fast would the process normally be to bring it to the shop, to get the LOA, and to get my car out?
Well, it normally takes something like 3 to 7 working days. Yeah.
3 to 7 working days to
be able to for us to be able to process the claim and issue the corresponding LOA. Now, if the damages are extensive, Sir Justin, then medyo iba yung ating nagiging process, no? Kasi sometimes yung damages are so extensive na, for example, yung repair estimate ng dealer, ang amount is even more than the value of the vehicle itself, no? So, ang gagawin namin doon is we now determine whether i-issue pa ba natin ng LOA ito pag gagawa natin yung sasakyan. Or do we now explore the possibility of just declaring the unit a total loss?
Okay.
So, as a matter of procedure, kung makita namin, for example, ano yan eh, either one, we see from the pictures na talagang durug na durug yung sasakyan. There's no way that it can be repaired, no? Number 2, if we see that yung repair estimate ng shop approximates about 75% of the value of the vehicle. Or 3, the shop issues a certification that the vehicle is beyond economical repair. Then, instead of issuing an LOA, we now determine what is the fair market value of the unit and then declare it a total loss and issue an offer letter to the insured.
Okay.
So, ang mangyayari ron, parang sinasabi natin sa insured, itong value ng vehicle mo at the time of the accident, di ba? We'll pay you this much. So, and then we'll take possession of the damaged vehicle.
Okay. Understood. So, when it comes to claims, marami siyang mga sari-sari yung mga nangyayari, di ba? So, let's talk about yung mga own damage claims. So, what do you mean by own damage?
Own damage is really, yung insured vehicle mismo ang damage, no? So, we talk about how do you now repair, or how do you put back the insured, no? To their financial condition before the accident.
Ito yung kotse ko na ito yung insured na siya yung na-damage.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So, yun yung the own damage really refers to the insured vehicle itself.
Okay.
Now, the policy also covers third-party liability. No? Ito naman yung either mababangga mo. So, dalawa ang third-party coverages natin. One covers our insureds against yung mababangga nila sasakyan. No? Either sasakyan, bahay, fence, concrete post, anything. Or may masagasaan sila.
Na tao.
So, dalawa rin yun. So, either it results into the bodily injury of the third party or worse, kung mamatay yung third party.
Okay, so maybe let's break down these things a bit. So, for example, I get into an accident, my car hits another car.
Okay.
Can my insurance cover them also? And what's the process?
Okay. If you're the one at fault for the accident, yes. Then we cover the damages you caused as in our insured to the third party. We call them third parties. So, basically, ang nire-require lang namin sa kanila is basically the same set of documents that we require from you as our insured. But we also require one more document from them, which is the certificate of no claim from their insurance company.
Okay. Certificate of no claim, meaning what does that mean?
Okay, that actually tells the other insurance companies that their insured got into an accident through the fault of our insured. But instead of claiming from them, their insured is going to claim from us.
Okay.
So, yung purpose ng document na yun is to really avoid double compensation. As in, yung insured nila claiming from us and then claiming from them as well for the same accident.
And then, it's also better din because kung yung nabangga ko, magka-claim siya sa insurance company niya, posibleng magbayad siya ng deductible.
That is correct. Yun ang advantage of claiming it from us. Kasi sa atin, pagka third party ka, wala kang participation.
Okay.
Unlike sa own damage claim, as you know, may deductible yan.
Yeah.
And then after the third year, then you also have depreciation on replaced parts. So
let's talk about that. Deductible participation. What is that?
Okay. The deductible is really the first. Okay, it's the first 2,000 as they call it. No, the first 2,000 of whatever amount of claim that you have. So basically, if you have a claim, for example, worth 100,000, and then you have a deductible of 2, then we cover 98,000.
Okay.
And then you pay the 2,000 pesos. The first 2,000 pesos.
Okay.
Now, after the third year, the policy provides that if we are to replace parts with brand new parts, then you have to also pay a depreciation charge, which is expressed as a percentage of the amount of parts that we put in sa vehicle mo.
Okay. And does the deductible change for different like cars or different insurance companies?
Yes. Actually, the deductible is expressed as a percentage of the sum insured of the vehicle. No, it's actually 2%.
Okay.
1/2 of 1%. I'm sorry. 1/2 of 1% of the insured value, or 2,000 pesos, whichever is higher.
Okay. 1/2 of 1% or 2,000, whichever is higher. Okay. So let's go back to the third party.
Yeah.
For example, I hit someone or hit another car, and then the passenger of the other car was hurt. How would we take care of that?
Okay. Yun naman ang covered ng ating third party bodily injury.
Okay.
Cover. So, doon, iba naman yung ating process doon. No? Pagka mga bodily injury kasi, we normally hire what we call as an independent adjuster to handle that claim for us. Basically, yung adjuster na yon would take care of coordinating between the victim, the third party, and insured. Kung halimbawa, na-hospital yung third party natin. No? So, from time to time, kakailanganin magbayad sa hospital. So, the adjuster would now coordinate with the insured exactly how much has to be paid to the hospital until such time that gumaling yung pasyente. And then, after everything is, halimbawa, nakalabas na, yung adjuster natin would render to us a report. Ito yung binayaran ng ating insured. Plus, are there other expenses being required by the third party? For example, kailangan niya ng future medication. Diba? Or kailangan ba niya ng therapy after that? Or are they demanding that they be paid loss of income? So lahat yun, nire-report sa atin ng adjuster natin na okay, ito yung lahat ng binayaran, ito ang future medication, ito ang loss of income. And then, tayo naman, titignan natin if that is within the coverage period, the coverage amount of the policy. In case of bodily injury, actually, dalawang coverage ng motor car insurance na nagre-respond. One would be the CTPL.
Yes.
And then, after the CTPL coverage of 100,000 is exhausted, then the excess bodily injury cover kicks in to supplement what cannot be covered by the CTPL.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So, is that the same for my own passenger? If, let's say, yun nga, ako nakabangga, pero meron akong pasahero na na-injure din yung pasahero ko.
Okay. Yung pasahero mo naman is covered by what we call as the auto PA or auto passenger accident liability.
Okay.
So, doon nagkikick in yan. But the auto passenger, auto PA cover is not as extensive as the third party liability cover. Kasi yung third party liability cover natin would be in the hundreds of thousands. So, okay. Mas maliit yung coverage ng auto PA na.
Okay. And then, the third-party coverage also covers if I damage other property.
Yes.
Property of third parties.
Yeah. As I've said, pwedeng makabangga ka ng kotse, may mabangga kang bahay. Sometimes, yung mga fast food outlets, di ba, pumapasok yung kotse sa loob.
Yeah.
So, or minsan nakakabangga rin ng kalabaw, for example, or aso, or even concrete post, or even yung mga concrete, yung mga barriers ng NLEX, SLEX.
Yeah.
All of those would be covered under the TPP.
Madalas yung mga yun eh.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct.
So, what about the total loss and extensive, let's say extensive damages? How would you categorize that?
Well, yun yung sinabi ko kanina na, again, if your vehicle gets damaged, no, to the point where it really is unrepairable, so, or yung cost of repairs exceeds the value of the vehicle, then as the insurance company, we may opt to have the vehicle declare the total loss and not have it repaired anymore.
Okay. And then, let's say, carnapping. How do we deal with carnapping?
Yung carnapping naman is different. No? Once your vehicle gets stolen, for example, ang suggestion namin is you get in touch with your broker or agent for them to immediately inform us. Kasi what we do is we again assign it to an independent adjuster. This time, ang trabaho naman ng independent adjuster natin, i-assist yung insured natin. Kasi ang dapat niyang gawin is i-report yan sa Kamkrame, sa PNP.
Okay.
Now, the PNP now would issue a blotter.
Blotter.
And then a nationwide alarm. basically parang they alert all units that this particular vehicle has been carnapped. And then they allow about 90 days. If the vehicle is not found in 90 days, then they issue what they call as the certificate of non-recovery. Now, once they issue the certificate of non-recovery, the adjuster submits that to us.
Okay.
And then that's the time that we pay the insured, the value of his vehicle at the time of the loss.
Okay. Yeah, very, very interesting. So when it comes to like claims, Sir Felix, what would you say are the major issues or things that make the clients afraid?
Okay. One, there's the issue of the participation, as we call it. No? And as I've said, dalawa yan. You have your deductible and depreciation. Now, yung deductible, especially when it's expressed as a percentage, di ba? So if you have a high-valued vehicle, of course, you can imagine how much the deductible would be. And then, ang nagiging issue pa dyan is kung di ba nag-claim sila nung first, second, or third year, they're used to pay only the deductible. Pero pag nag-claim sila sa fourth year, biglang magugulat sila, bakit biglang tumaas yung aking participation? Because that is the time that the depreciation kicks in. And the depreciation kasi medyo mabigat, Sir Justin, no? It starts with 20% or for private cars, or 25% for commercial vehicles. And then ang maximum niyan is pagdating ng mga about 7 years na sasakyan. Then it hits as high as 45% for private cars and 50% for commercial vehicles. So if you have, for example, parts na pinalta namin worth 300,000 and your car is 7 years old, then you pay 45% of the 300,000 on top of the deductible. So yun, nagugulat yung mga insured natin, ang laki.
Why? And this is universal with all insurance companies.
Yes, the motor car policy is actually the same for all insurance companies.
Why does that? Let's talk a bit more about that depreciation. Why is there a clause about that?
Well, actually, it follows what we call as the principle of of indemnity, di ba?
Indemnity.
Parang sinasabi namin, well, the purpose of insurance is, of course, to put the insured back in the same financial position before the accident, di ba?
Yes.
So, our point is, if your car is 3 years old, and the parts dun sa kotse mo are 3 years old, and pag pina-repair namin yan, we put in brand new parts. In a way, you're gaining. Okay, you're gaining. So, to even things out, you have a participation.
Yes. That makes sense. Kasi yun nga, pag lumang-luma na yung kotse, and the insurance company processes a claim, and then you put in yung new parts, talagang malaki yung gastos. Ang
kasi dyan, ang problema sa Justin, with the dealers, for example, they do not, well, of course, ang ginagamit nila is always brand new original.
Yes.
And that's where the depreciation thing comes in. And if your car is being repaired by a non-dealer shop, at gusto mong wag magbayad ng depreciation, the remedy there is we source surplus parts.
Okay.
Now, kung on the assumption na makakakita ng magandang surplus parts, then we put, wala kang participation.
So I think that's a good thing din with discussing with the insurance company. Parang there's always options, there's flexibility, diba?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, the second issue would be, the issue of whether do you replace or do you repair a certain part, diba? Now, ang kasi, going back to the claims process, once na nagsubmit ka ng claim sa amin, diba? We negotiate with the shop, whether it's a dealer or non-dealer shop. What is a mutually acceptable repair cost. So that would include, okay, will this part really be replaced or will it be repaired? No? So we agree with the shop.
Okay.
At the end of the day, whether a part is replaced or not really depends on what our negotiation is with the shop. So,
Okay.
of course, that would that assumes that yung welfare ng ating insured would not be prejudiced in the process.
What about fraud? How would the insurance companies protect themselves against, let's say, clients who just make fake claims and try to take advantage?
That's the reason, Sir Justin, why we have seasoned claims evaluators with us, no? Basically, siguro from the years of experience ng ating mga tao, when you receive claims, from time to time makikita mo there are certain red flags, di ba? Now, once we spot red flags, then ang ginagawa namin is we assign it to an adjuster. This time, ang pinapagawa namin sa adjuster is to really dig deep into really what happened, no? Dun sa aksidente. Talaga bang nangyari yung aksidente at the time that it was supposed to happen? Diba? Kasi there might be a time na, especially for accident, for example, happening days after it was insured with us, di ba? Parang, oops. Baka mamaya, kaya lang ito na pina-insure sa atin kasi at the time that it was insured, may tama na yung sasakyan.
Yes.
So, the purpose of the adjuster would really be to determine was the accident declared the way it was declared in affidavit, no?
And with normal insurance policies, there's no limit naman na if you're insured, you can, let's say if you get into accidents several times a year, as long as it's legitimate,
yes,
the insurance company covers it.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
Again, wag lang mag-extensive yun sa yung damages mo, no? So, but for as long as yung it still is repairable. Yeah.
So would you say that if, for example, I got into an accident this year and I claimed, would my premium be higher next year if I renew with the same insurance company?
That would really depend on our underwriting, no? Whether they would increase the rates. But normally, yes, they do.
Okay, so it really depends, but there's no hard and fast rule.
Hard and fast rule.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think actually we covered a lot of things. But to end, what would you say is the most pressing concern of clients when they have a claim, when their car is repaired, like the payments take so long? What can you say about this?
Well, sa atin naman, Sir Justin, we monitor very strictly yung turnaround time natin. No? We know that very stressful sa client yung wala silang sasakyan. No? So, as much as possible, we observe very strictly our turnaround time. No? But what we cannot actually control would really be the turnaround time naman ng shop in repairing the vehicle.
Yes.
Kasi minsan nangyayari na yung parts are not available and everything, no? So we hope our insureds would understand once na naka-issue kami ng LOA, all we can do is really follow up with the dealers. But then again, the length of time it takes for these shops to repair the vehicle is totally out of our control.
Okay. Great. So actually, I really learned a lot in this session.
Yeah, thank you.
I think these are things that everyone should understand, and people should not be scared of filing a claim.
Yeah.
That's why you purchase insurance. You know, no
That's
one
correct.
wants to get into an accident, but you know that when you do, or if you damage your car, you hurt someone else, you hurt another property, you know that your insurance company is there to help you.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Sir Felix.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sir Justin.
Yeah, have some coffee.
Thank you.